what's up, Camelot? I have a new First Thoughts video, and it is about the Fantastic Four First Steps teaser. And this really is a teaser in the ways you might think so. It doesn't give too much away, because I've seen some teasers be pretty much trailers, and I feel like the line between teasers and trailers have just gotten really blurred and non-existent at this point. But this one, I think, does a nice job of giving you the flavor of what this film is, and without giving too much away. So, before I go any further, I'm Justin Costelli. I'm the Romanos. You can support me over on Patreon for just $1 a month, and find me at, like Blue Sky, Substack, and various other places. I'll give you the links at the end of the video. So, hey, let's get going. Fantastic Four, directed by Matt Shakman, and Pedro Pascal as Reed, Vanessa Kirby as Sue Storm, Joseph Quinn as Johnny Storm, Eben Moss Bacharach as Ben Grimm, and Ralph Ineson as Galactus. And I really enjoy how, I am such a sucker for the kind of 50s, early 60s kind of Kennedy era futurism, with all the space designs of buildings and cars and space age type of fonts. I love that era, and it has such an optimistic feel, which nowadays I really yearn for that kind of vibe. And boy, this film is just it's filled with it to the brim, and I really love it. And of course, it is telling us right off the bat that this is not the MCU we've been following all this time, because this is kind of a future, really cool looking type of 60s, where the Fantastic Four apparently have already happened. Their origin is already passed us by, and we're in the midst of them being the Fantastic Four, which is a pretty cool choice, because there's a couple different choices. Usually a lot of franchises with superheroes start with the origin and go for there. I mean, and who could blame them? That's one movie right there. And they're usually sometimes the best story that the character has, sometimes. Not everybody goes for the Batman 89 route, where the character is already the character, the origin is in the backstory, and it may influence the story that's going on. Maybe the story's connected to their origin, something like that. I like that type of superhero first movie, and we might be getting it here. I love the opening where Sue escorts what looks to me like a television host through the living area of the Baxter Building, where we get to see Ben in the kitchen with Herbie. It's adorable. I love it. We get to see Reed being very, debonair and father figurely, and it reminds me. The first thing I thought of when I saw the scene start playing out was that news footage of Jackie Kennedy taking news crews through their home, her and Jack Kennedy, and or John Kennedy, whatever. But it's really interesting, because it really does feel like they're showing you in the film their public face, and we'll get to see, of course, the action side of the Fantastic Four. And that's one of the things that Fantastic Four really dealt with, especially in the early days, where they were very much modeled after that kind of I already mentioned the space race, but the celebrity status heroes, and they were a bit of royalty, they were a bit of the Kennedys, they were a bit of the Apollo astronauts, all mixed into one. And that's something that's been a little bit lost over the years, because time has changed. But I like the fact that we're able to kind of fit that back into this film, and I love it. And I gotta say, like, Quinn, I wasn't sure if I could see him as Johnny, but now that I'm seeing him in action as the character, and it looks great. And that shot of him going up into the stratosphere is just gorgeous. Like I mentioned, Ben looks like Ben. Holy crap! The side of him in the trench coat on the street, looking um, depressed, is fantastic. I love those scenes with him being jovial with Herbie in the kitchen. I mean, it just feels, man, just like, I don't know. Is this like a minute and a half? And it really does feel like they nail these characters. Even though we don't get to see Reed stretch, we do get that vibe of who Reed is, at least publicly. And Sue, of course, is kind of the glue that's holding together. Like, it looks like she's talking to Reed, and he's having like a depressed moment of talking about how, the other characters have been, damaged and ruined, and she is like kind of turning it around, uh, in like simple words, like Ben has always been the Rock, and Johnny is just Johnny, and I'm here. I haven't disappeared. I'm here. That's really lovely bits of turning of the phrase. Uh, like I said, no, Robert Downey Jr. is Doom. I'm not sure if he's going to be appearing in this film or if they're holding off to the Avengers Secret Wars film. I don't know. We'll see. We get to see Galactus, and we don't get to see the Silver Surfer here, so they're holding off. And I think this film, oh, excuse me, I think this teaser does a wise bit of like holding back stuff. Like, we don't see Reed stretch. We don't see the Silver Surfer. We don't see Doom. But we get glimpses enough. We get to know like Galactus is the threat, and being that this takes place in a retro-futuristic past on a different universe, a different Earth, there is that real threat that like possibly this Earth might get destroyed by Galactus or whatever, and the Fantastic Four will end up in the regular MCU Earth. At least that's kind of the popular theory right now, and it could be other things. Maybe they save the day, but the futuristic Earth gets phased into the MCU. So we'll see, and that could work. We'll have to. I'll have to. I guess we'll have to go see the movie. I know I am seeing this movie. I'm very excited. I was excited from the get go that they were doing. They were going to be doing Fantastic Four. I was really interested in the cast. I was very excited when I saw the look, that they were going to go for a 60s look. And now that I'm getting to see some of the footage in motion, I'm really in, man. I'm really digging this. I'm like an old school Fantastic Four. My first introduction to Fantastic Four was the 60s cartoon that was running in syndication a lot. Hanna-Barbera did a 60s cartoon back when they were doing Space Ghost and Herculoids. They were also doing Fantastic Four. And that was my first real introduction, and that was kind of this look. And then, of course, I started reading comics at the time. That was John Byrne. So, and John Byrne really did a lot to kind of reestablish and I think he's probably, after Jack Kirby and Stan Lee, I think he is probably the most important kind of creator in the Fantastic Four's running. Then maybe Jonathan Hickman, Mark Waid, Walt Simonson. They all did some really great work, but I feel like Byrne is right behind the original creators. Maybe John Buscema as well. But I am really, really excited to see this. What do you, the viewers at home, think? Let me know in the comments below. You can leave a comment. You can like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and for all things Manos, like I mentioned earlier, I'm on several different links. I'm on Blue Sky, Tumblr, Instagram, Facebook. You can help support this channel and Manos Publishing. I make comic books too, and horror novels. You can support me at just $1 a month over on Patreon, and to see all my stuff. My writing, my videos, because sometimes you miss videos here. You can catch, I post everything on Substack, and if you follow me on Substack, You don't have to pay. There is a paid tier, but you can just watch my videos for free on Substack too, so you don't miss a trick. I think that's it for now. Let me know what you think of Fantastic Four First Steps. I am in. Between this and Superman, I am really happy with what I'm seeing with superhero films. Very, very, very into it. So I think that's it. Push the button, Lindsay.